All right, attempt number 2. Let's see if this is the lucky number. What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about Polkadot. We're going to be talking about the Polkadot season that is upon us, helping you understand about parachain auctions and why this is potentially one of the absolute most important innovations and opportunities in the space. I see a couple of people piling in. We did have a weird little glitch I've never seen before where my recording streaming software just stopped working. So that stuff happens. Life happens. We move forward. We move onward. And so I'm excited. What's going on, everybody? It seems like we got some people in the chat now. We're rolling. I hope everyone's having a lovely day wherever you are, happy and healthy. We're going to be talking about what I think of as potentially one of the more interesting, more important topics in the current ecosystem that is cryptocurrency, helping you understand the movements of this market and why things happen when they happen. And when you can hopefully understand when they happen and why they happen, you can predict them happening. And that is where the ultimate rewards come from. 2,000 of you guys in the house. We did have a little bit of a hiccup here. If you guys could destroy that like button, help more people see this content, it's good for everybody. I would certainly appreciate you guys helping out the channel. So today what we're going to be talking about is, of course, Polkadot, because Polkadot is becoming a hot topic as we approach the concept of something called parachain auctions. Now, parachain auctions are something we've been talking about since a very, very long time. However, today we're going to be talking about their imminent auction potential and what it's going to be doing to certain projects that are able to secure a parachain spot. The projects that get parachains are going to perform. Parachain, project, performance, the 3 Ps of Polkadot greatness. How are you guys doing? Let's go ahead. There's a ton of chats rolling. PCX, that's right. If you're in PCX, you're up a lot right now. That's on API 3. Big love to all you guys. The positivity has just been absolutely crazy. It's really good to see this. This is a euphoric moment here in crypto land. We just hit 50K Bitcoin, a $50,000 Bitcoin. It's not that I never thought I would see the day, but I am proud to see the day. It is an extremely exciting feeling to see that day. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for being a part of that. I'm going to go ahead and put on a little bit of a slow mode here because the chat is rolling a little too fast, just a little too fast. And then we'll dive in here and we'll get a little bit of this done. Get a little bit of this education done. 30-second slow mode enabled. Cool. So I hope everyone's doing well. Already super chats coming in. As we said before, guys, we had a little bit of a tech glitch. So if you guys want to see this content and help me get it out to more people, I'd really appreciate you guys smashing that like button. A little bit later today on the stream because I've been in back to back meetings since I woke up at 7 a.m. today. But it's a pleasure to be with you guys. You know, this is my passion, is talking about this insane market and how it moves. And today we have a very, very exciting topic for you. A topic that I think is one of the most important in the space right now. And so let's dive in right now and talk a little bit about what's going on in the Polkadot ecosystem. And then we'll get to some questions and answers at the end of the show. Make sure that all your questions, your burning questions, are answered. I know you guys can't wait. But it's important that we go over some of this stuff because right now you're seeing Kusama. While the market was even a little bit rocky, you saw Kusama pump. And this has been a trend throughout the entire bull run. And this is part of the reason why you absolutely need to have history, time in the market. It's a funny thing. They say this about the stock market. Time in the market beats timing the market. But the reality is that time in the market isn't just about understanding or making money. It's about understanding the market. The market is like a living thing, crypto. And the more you experience it, the more you understand its various nuances. One of those being that Polkadot projects have performed in a slight oddity. They're an oddity in the market. They tend to pump while other things dump, which is very interesting. I bought this super chat to call you dad. You are welcome, son. You are welcome, J. People. Anyway, that was funny. So Kusama jumped 70% ahead of the upcoming parachain auctions. Now, for a lot of people, they might be wondering, what is a parachain auction? And I'm going to go ahead and bring up this article because this is going to help you guys understand. a parachain is actually a scarce resource on Polkadot. And once you understand that in crypto land, a lot of things are not scarce, but in the particular case of Polkadot and their parachains, those are scarce. And so whenever you find an important place to be, an important area of competition, and there's actually protection or scarcity around it, that tends to be, in my opinion, as historically proven, a very, very important place to look for opportunity, because what you see are projects that will get, in some senses, an unfair advantage in that they can't be directly competed with, but in other senses, a very, very fair advantage to those who predict and anticipate the trend, as they will be most likely disproportionately rewarded for anticipating that trend. So in the case of the Parachain Auction, something we've been talking about now ad nauseum since I think July of last year, is when I really picked up on the whole Polkadot ecosystem. What we see here is that the Parachain auctions are going to be an absolute arbiter of what is and what isn't a hyped project in the Polkadot network. So let's first talk a little bit about what these are. Essentially, the way Polkadot works is there's these parachains and then there's relay chains. Let me see if there's a visual here. There's not a great visual for it, but essentially these chains all are interoperable with each other and they run parallel to each other. So instead of just one blockchain moving along, you have all these parallel blockchains that can interoperate and offload resources. Now, parachains themselves will be limited. It's not everyone can just spin up their own parachain on Polkadot. And those parachain auctions will happen in the very near future, and those parachain auctions will essentially declare who is and who isn't an official base layer Polkadot project for durations of time. There will be more and more parachains added, but it probably won't be more than just a few dozen or a few hundred for the next few months or maybe even years. Understanding who those few dozen, who those few hundred might be, is a way to understand which projects are going to get a huge leg up. At the very least, what I'm trying to say here is that I think they're going to pump. I think they're going to pump the ones that get parachain auctions. And we're already starting to see it, as you see this article credits, this Cointelegraph article credits the Kusama KSM price jump to the upcoming parachain auctions. And so you're going to need to stake. The way it works is you're going to need to stake Polkadot, the DOT token, in order to get parachains. And I'm wondering if you need to stake Kusama. I need to look in to make sure, do you need to stake Kusama to get a Kusama parachain? I'm not quite sure if that's the case, if you stake Kusama to get a Kusama parachain, but it very well might be the case because Kusama's like the Canary network. But I know that for actual Polkadot chains, you need DOT. You need the Polkadot base layer token, and you end up bonding those into your chain, and that becomes like your lease, your auction. So that's how this works. And there's a scarcity to these. And so the ones who do get elected, who do end up securing those spots, they're going to go crazy. And I did tell you guys, I told you guys a long time ago that there was one project that for some reason gets absolutely no love. It gets no love in the larger crypto community. Even Polkadot heads, the Polka bros, as I call them, they don't even pay attention to this project for some reason. But I tell you what, PCX, ChainX, is the very first Polkadot project, and it's all about bringing Bitcoin onto Polkadot. Two things that I think are really important, just bridging in general, but interplaying with Bitcoin. And so they have a wrapped Bitcoin that they create through their bridge, and they've already done over $100 million in volume of wrapping this Bitcoin. PCX is an active chain. It's not really full production ready yet, but it's going to be, in my opinion, a shoo-in to get a parachain because it's one of Gavin's pet projects. Gavin Wood is the creator of Polkadot, and he was also the CTO and creator of Ethereum alongside Vitalik Buterin and Charles Hoskinson. And so with regards to ChainX, I would think of it as almost insane if it doesn't end up with its own parachain. And that's because of its history, its early mover advantage. It's actually functioning, as they explain a little lower here, as a second layer relay chain. There it is, the second layer relay chain on the Polkadot network. So the way this works is you have all of these parachains, and then you have the Polkadot relay chain on top. And what they're saying is that PCX is the second layer relay chain working under Polkadot as one of the sort of core chains. I would think that this almost guarantees them a parachain slot. And that's why I've been so bullish on them. And that's why I didn't stop talking about them, even though they crashed from $10 to $2. I was like, this is going to be huge. So to me, this is like a baby Ren. If we look at the price analysis, the way PCX trades, or the way PCX is positioned is to me quite a bit like Ren, but it's only got $100 million valuation, whereas Ren, if we look at Ren, has I think almost $1 billion valuation. Yeah, Ren is at 895, right? And so to me, this is a great example of a comparative in the market. Is it going to catch Ren? I don't know. Ren is it's a lot more robust. It serves a lot more different ecosystems. But I would say that ChainX, especially around the time of Polkadot Parachain auctions, is set to do insanely well. And if you guys are excited to learn about things like PCX, ChainX, obviously for the OG community, I saw some people that said not only have they been in ChainX since we first covered it at $2 or $3, but they've been staking ChainX and earning 40% APY for almost half a year. So they have a huge growth in their holdings from being involved in ChainX. So shout out to all you guys if you're a part of the ChainX movement from way back. And if you guys like hearing about this, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up here. It's the only thing that I would like from you guys to show that you enjoyed the gem coverage. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. We also have Fallon Network. Now, Fallon Network has been kind of sleeping along. It gets a little more love from the Poke Bros, as it were. We found this baby at just under 7 cents. And so it's already here at about 6x, but I do believe that there's more in the tank from Fallon Network. It just has a lot going on. Being the first mover privacy layer on Polkadot, it's already interoperable and functioning with Akala and Moonbeam and what was the other one I saw it working with? Well, there's a live demonstration of Fallon Network already up on the internet with Gavin Wood shouting it out and saying good work here. So I think that there's a high likelihood, especially given the fact that Fallon Network is the recipient of not 1 but 2 Web3 grants. Let's see where they show this. Yeah, so they won one in 2019. Here, let's scoot this. Yes, they won one in 2019, and then they won one in 2020. And so I would think that it's a little crazy that Web3 is granting so much money here. Gavin's shouting them out. They're the first mover privacy layer, and that they wouldn't get a Parachain. And I think that that's going to lead to them having quite a bit of pemp in the not too distant future. Gosh, there's so many super chats coming in, guys. Let me get through this what is this? The scheduled programming, and then we can get to the super chats. There's also Staffy. Staffy, we've been talking about here since about 70 cents about a couple of weeks ago. It's performed pretty wonderfully, to be honest, almost up 4x. But they have so much, I think that there's still more gas in the tank for Staffy because I really like just the concept of liquidity models and how they work. And I think that there's just something really there. But there's actually a project that, as much as I like Staffy and I've been kind of shouting them out, we were talking, where did we talk about them? We talked about them like right here, right on this pump right here in January. But Staffy really, what makes them even more special is that they offer the ability for projects to unlock, much like in the same way as Ramp, liquidity from other chains and other platforms. I think this is a cool one, though I will say that this model, I did see another project, which I'll be talking about either tomorrow or the next day as one of my new gems on the channel, an untouched new gem here on LEO Trades. And it does some interesting stuff that might even be doing this kind of thing better. It's interesting. It's compelling, the new tech that I saw. You also want to be aware of Moonbeam. Moonbeam is going to be an absolute monster project. They did the build first thing, and so they're launching with a fully built blockchain, and then they'll have a token down the road. A very, very cool project. It also will be a hotbed of EVM compatible parachain slots or dApps. So what you'll have here is a lot of projects that just go and deploy on Moonbeam. For example, if we had a smart contract for Superfarm on mainnet Ethereum and we wanted to deploy on Moonbeam, we could just deploy on Moonbeam and be in the Polkadot ecosystem with low friction. And so I think that kind of stuff's really exciting and really appetizing for people because getting getting a parachain slot is actually quite expensive. It's going to cost tens of millions of dollars probably. And then finally, we're going to bring up the last one, which I think is going to be possibly the hottest ticket in the Polkadot ecosystem, quite possibly, is Akala. Akala is going to be a sort of DeFi powerhouse. They know they're hot. It's probably going to be really expensive, but this one could be one of the hottest tickets of the entire Polkadot ecosystem and is almost guaranteed to have their own parachain. All right, guys, I've missed a ton of super chats. If you guys super chatted me and I can't see it. I apologize. I'm going to try to go through them. Speaking of parachains, were you bullish on Ohm last summer? I need to check back in on MonsterDAO. I haven't looked into their updates. They were hot. They were definitely hot, maybe too hot for their own good last August. But usually projects that get that much heat, they're able to build war chests and end up coming to market with something. So it wouldn't surprise me if they did make a comeback, but it's not one of my bigger bets. It's not one of my bigger bets. Can someone tell me how we can store DOT tokens like paid? Yeah, so paid right now is in ERC20 in its current form, I believe. Let me just double check that, but I'm pretty sure paid's in ERC20. And then they will make a switch to a Polkadot token, at which time there will be more wallets. I used Math Wallet, but I'm not going to talk about Math Wallet because I linked to a Math Wallet link months ago, actually on my first PCX video, and it ended up like the link turned malicious or something. I don't know. It ended up getting a warning on my YouTube because of that. So I'm not gonna promote or talk about Math Wallet. But yeah, currently paid is just an ERC20. So yeah. So if you guys want to know, you can always see on if you go into CoinGecko and you find something like paid, you can go down to the markets tab, and if it's trading here on Uniswap, that means that they're an ERC20 because you need to be an ERC20 to trade on Uniswap. Also, if you see here and they have an Ethereum logo right here, and this is their contract, this means that this is their smart contract address that you can find on Ethereum. Alrighty. Hello, Elio. Really interested in liquidity migrator project that is under the radar. Soar. I'll check it out. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat, CMAC. Let me try to get through these. Thoughts on Doki Finance? None whatsoever. Thoughts on Xero Exchange? Yeah, it seems pretty cool. They're multi-chain exchange. They seem like they have some good tech. Thought about Nix Bridge token, NBT. I'll look into it. I'm not going to check it out right now, but it looks good. Thoughts on Liternity? Yeah, Liternity seems legit. They're pumped pretty hard. I mean, they're not a small project. You can see they're even trending right now. Yeah, so blockchain as a service built on Substrate, ready for Polkadot. Yeah, so this is interesting, right? Where they're allowing you to deploy your own blockchains pretty easily on Polkadot. Pretty interesting. I think the only issue here is that it's hard to deploy your own, it's hard to get your own Parachain. But with that aside, this is really cool. Shout out to Liternity. Good for them. 220 million, makes sense. QuickSwap Exchange. Yeah, they're very cool. I'm talking with the team right now, trying to understand their user flow a little better. But like I said, L2 exchanges, low gas exchanges are definitely a hot button for the next phase. Fallon looks like a gem. Do you know when the Parachain slots are decided? I don't actually. Does it say it in this article, the exact date? Say it here. Just says upcoming. With the exact date of the, okay, so it's still unknown. Yeah, there you go. So it says still unknown here, but hopefully we'll know soon. Fallon's been a gem and it's still a gem. Elio, you the man. When is Yop demo? I don't know. When is Yop demo? I have to see when the team is ready. I don't know if I can use it yet. Hey man, thanks for the awesome and fair NFT drop. Have you looked into Open, Ren, UMA, Elron, countless partnerships? Is this OpenDAO? Open governance token? Open. This is the problem when there's too many of one open platform. I'm not sure. Sorry, man. I think BeeFly is a great opportunity. Yeah, I'm not too. I didn't go too deep into Butterfly. I'll look at it. Thank you, E. You are heaven sent. Thoughts on SparkPoint? I don't know too much about SparkPoint, guys. I'm not going to do the thing where I constantly go into every project if I'm not like familiar with it, because there's just been a trend of people kind of using my face and putting it next to a project and then posting it on social media and then being like, Elio's bullish. And it's like, I don't like that energy, because people will like buy stuff that I don't like or whatever. And I just feel like, people super chat me, so I want to be polite. But at the same time, I'm not going to just pull up a project just because it's super chatted, because it actually does potentially present risks. All right, let me go back. Love your content. Yeah, we talked about that. All righty. Ren Bridge 2.0 just dropped. Connects BSC, can now mint BTC to Binance chain. Yeah, that's super dope. Yeah, I love Ren. I mean, Ren is like Ren to 10. I said it early. I said Ren to 10. I stick by it. Ren to 10. Ren to 10. Let me hear you say it. Let me hear the music in it. Okay. All right, guys, we got 20 minutes of magic left here. 20 minutes of magic, because unfortunately, I have a call at the top of the hour. MXX, yep, MXX is idling. But again, with projects like that, with BSC popping off, you just kind of want to place your bets and see what happens, right? With these ones that look like they could pop up, I personally, I'm holding mine. I haven't sold any. I'm holding just in case it goes parabolic, right? That's it. And I want to say something else. Some people also get a little mad when I talk about multiple. There's 5 bajillion new coins all the time. Like, I can't just because I cover one thing doesn't mean I can't cover another thing another day. There's always new coins. So I'm going to have to talk about more coins. I also wanted to touch on this. I think this is actually something I definitely want to talk about, which is essentially the Elio Trades collection. We had our drop yesterday. It was absolutely insanely good. Let's go ahead and OpenSea, always having its uniqueness. Oh, wow, it doesn't want to open. Let's go ahead and close that. All right, so we had our NFT drop, and this was a little emblematic what you just saw of the NFT drop, which is that this community completely destroyed OpenSea because it just couldn't handle the weight. And yeah, so here we can see that let me make sure this is displaying right. Yeah, here you can see the these NFTs have been selling for crazy multiples. Like, you had something that sold for was it recently sold? Yeah. You had things that are selling for like 3 ETH that were a quarter of an ETH. You have like these common cards are selling for 10x on the secondary market, which is absolutely nuts. We saw some of these sell for 30 ETH. The bids are in the hundreds of ETH on the bundle. And I expect that the bundle will probably keep going up, because the bundle actually, it's 128 ETH, but people are bidding on the cards for like 10x their value. So you guys are wild. And if that's the case, then this bundle would be worth probably a lot more than it is right now. Let me get my head out of the way. But let me just say, like, a huge thank you to you guys. Like, this is my dream, was to create a successful collectible ecosystem that will then be used in video games. And this has been such a phenomenal start. I think this is one of the strongest NFT launches probably in history. Obviously, NBA Top Shot's been doing great, but we're not using like LeBron James. We're creating our own original IP, and for that, I think that this is possibly one of the most insane launches. So thank you guys so much. This community is so unbelievably rad. I know that there's some people who don't believe in NFTs and stuff like that, but we're going to be showing you guys through this project what utility in NFTs really means, helping the NFT really give you access to unique opportunities, unique different ways that we're going to use this technology for community governance, for access to new token drops, really cool stuff that we're going to be doing. The utility of these assets, we're trying to go heavy on that. And it seems like people are realizing just how special we're planning to make these assets. So I'm super excited to see this. We're already, if we go to OpenSea, we're in the top 5, I believe. We're in the top 5 here. of all ecosystems, right? And these ecosystems have been going for, you have Rareable and Super Rare, CryptoPunks, which is the OG NFT drop. And some people were mad. I mean, to be honest, we did not actually intend to have any confusion between our drop and the CryptoPunks. It was a play on the word cyberpunk. We're obsessed. I'm obsessed with cyberpunk. And so the aesthetic was just taking cyberpunk, kind of like what we saw, that exciting energy, and making it crypto. And so we didn't even think of that old 8-bit ecosystem. And so, we hope any people aren't upset. And we had no intention of any confusion between those. We were just really excited about our aesthetic. And it seems that everyone else is too. So big thank you to you guys. The secondhand market is looking really healthy. It looks like there's still quite a bit of cards that are still making their way out there. So thank you guys so much. You guys absolutely rock. Big shout out to you guys. Congrats to anyone who got in. There will be more drops. There will be more NFT drops coming soon. So if you didn't get in, just know that there's more opportunities for you to get in. And of course, we're excited to show you exactly what we have planned for those. What are my thoughts on root and ID? People are all talking about ID right now. Let's see what's up with ID. Is this Everest? Is that what you guys are talking about? ID, Everest? Is that what everyone's talking about with ID? I'm not sure. Yeah, Akash is fire. NFTs, you prefer Beanie Babies? Cool. Prefer what you prefer. No one's stopping anyone from preferring anything, and no one is going to stop NFTs from growing. One cynic, many cynics. People have been cynics on NFTs since the beginning, and believe me, I love it. Debate it, talk about it, shout about it, but it's not going to stop the movement. Nothing is. None of these doubts. So, I think it's going to be funny. It kind of reminds me of like the "I can't touch my Bitcoin, so is it real" argument. Love the super farm. Glad to be a part of it. Thoughts on MFT rebranding? Yeah, a rebrand is always good. What about Reef? Reef is solid too. Like I said, Mainframe, if they can deliver on what they're trying to do, it's going to be big. It's a big vision, right? And it's already up like 3x since we called it. So it's been doing pretty well. Thanks for sharing, ET. Do you have a take on vector space? I don't know I just wanted to figure out which ID people are talking about. If it's Everest, it looks like this is brand new, so it's probably what people are talking about. Let me just actually do this off stream. I don't like when new projects just come up onto my live stream. Global banking platform. Yeah, I don't know. Looks a little generic, kind of like some stuff I've seen before that didn't work out. Doesn't mean it's not good. Just nothing jumping out at me. Hey, love the NFTs you dropped. Hope I get my bids in. You mentioned NBA Top Shots and CryptoKitties by Dapper Labs. Would you love to hear your thoughts about their Flow blockchain? Yeah, Flow's cool. Flow's cool for sure. Flow it's an alternative to what's going on here, but I personally believe that ZK rollup engines and having your assets on mainnet Ethereum or on a more popular sort of, because like the thing about NFTs is they're these assets that you want to live forever. And so essentially the Flow blockchains, it is a much more commercially friendly setup than L1 Ethereum, but I believe L2 Ethereum, which is coming very soon, and I'm going to be covering with a lot of stuff that we're doing on Superfarm, is going to provide the user-friendly experience while still, it's like having your cake and eating it too. Everyone gets to be on Ethereum, and you also get your low-cost environment, your low-fee environment, which is kind of like the best of both worlds. So I think we're going to see it play out. But I'm just happy that people are pushing forward the commercialization of the space. Congrats to Roham and the Flow team. They've been doing a fantastic bang-up job. And yeah, I mean, I'm long on the NFT space. They've got some great IP. There's going to be a lot more players in this game coming out, and I intend to be one. But their approach is very interesting, and I wish them all the success. We're going to be going more towards the Ethereum and L2 and then cross-chain, and we'd even be happy to integrate Flow as well down the line. We just want to make sure that the NFT ecosystem grows, because I believe that this is one of the most fundamentally big movements that's going to happen in crypto because it's going to be embedded into mainstream products. So shout out to Flow, shout out to everyone in the NFT ecosystem. I think it's a bunch of collaborators right now, everyone trying to crack the cookie of mainstream adoption. Everyone. When Akash staking node? Yeah, it's almost ready. I just have been so busy this week. I haven't finalized and signed some of the transactions. I need to do that. Maybe I'll do that tonight. And then hopefully I'll get that Akash video out for you guys within the next few days. Thoughts on HashGuard? Guard. I haven't looked into it in a while. Everybody dropping cash tags like it's going out of style. Yeah, Fallon is going to be huge, I think. Hey, Elio, if you ever get censored on Twitter, please consider a backup account, decentralized Twitter clone. Yeah, I'll consider that. I've never had a problem with censorship on Twitter or even on YouTube. I don't know. Maybe I'm lucky. Hey, mate, being in the NFT world, what's your thought of Ecomi system? Yeah, it's cool. I've read about it, but I haven't seen any updates in a while. But yeah, I mean, it seems like they've got some good IP. From what I heard, they have some big IP. That's always good. Yeah, we looked into Flash. Flash is cool. Flash is cool. Gosh, look at DeFi. TVL at $50 billion. How long until this goes to 100 billion? Put it in the chat. Let me know how long until we get $100 billion DeFi TVL, because it doesn't feel that long. And I told you guys at 12 billion, we were going to the hundreds of billions, if not the trillions. And that was only days ago. That was like less than a month ago. That was less than a month ago. And people think, you know, and that's the thing is people think that it's crazy, the math we do, because they don't understand the way the parabolic markets work. If you're doing addition and not multiplication, then you're doing it wrong. It's exponential growth. It's network effect is what creates the paradigm in crypto. And that's why the gains can be so astronomical. And so when you see this kind of a jump from just a 10 billion a couple of days ago, 12 billion, that's when you realize like this is so much closer to 100 billion than we think. And once it gets to 100 billion, how many months until a trillion? And that's why Ethereum, being the main arbiter of DeFi right now, has so much of a value prop, right? Because if it gets to $1 trillion in DeFi, which is just a couple more, it doubles once, doubles twice, doubles 3 times. You're about 4 doubles. This doubles 4 times and you're at $1 trillion, right? How many times did it have to double to get here? Once, twice, 2.5 times it had to double to get here. So we're about the same thing away twice. Look, we could be here in end of 2021. We could be at $1 trillion TVL. I think that's realistic. Any thoughts on NCT hash mask? Yeah, I thought it was really cute. Hash masks are super cute. The way they hash masks. This was and again, like, look, it's aesthetically pleasing. It's cool. It's got like a vibe to it. It seems like the art itself just really like spoke to people. The gamification was done right. It was executed well. They had the mystery, the randomness that appealed to us crypto gamblers. They did everything right. Now, what happens next with hash masks is anyone's guess. Is it goes up in value, if they go down in value, if they constantly keep mooning in value. And that's what makes it quite speculative. Now, if hash masks was a larger ecosystem, they served a purpose. If there was a way to use your hash mask for something, I think that this would reach the level of greatness that I hope we reach soon. But congrats to them. I mean, they made it an absolutely insane amount of money. They did like 10 million in the first 4 days, and I think they've been doing millions of dollars in volume ever since. So they're making millions of dollars monthly on resale. Hi from Sweden, CEO from Foxium here. We build AAA games. Would love to get in touch with you about Super and some NFT ideas. See, this is the beautiful thing. We have here the CEO of a AAA game studio looking to get in touch. Go ahead, DM me on Telegram at Elio Trades, and let's talk, man. I'd love to see your game. This is precisely what we want to see, is the adoption funnel. And this is why I do what I do. And this is why I talk about what I talk about, because when we're dropping hash masks that are actually unlocking characters and experiences in the digital world. Think of Ready Player One, the Oasis. This is that kind of limited edition, those assets where people will dream their whole lives of having one of these, like they do a Ferrari. I know that sounds crazy to you, but why do people want a Ferrari? They want a Ferrari because of the way it makes them feel, the way people look at them, probably most of all. And that exists in the digital world already. So I think that this is really interesting, I think this is really interesting. And yeah, please hit me up, dude. Please hit me up. This is it. You guys are seeing the business development funnel for Superfarm. I can't tell you how much just by doing exactly this, by talking with you guys, by putting my heart and soul into the content, how many people have come to me over time and just said that they want to be a part of what I'm doing. It's been absolutely astronomically astounding, insane. And it's only getting started. I do believe that the best is yet ahead. And I wish I could tell you all the conversations we're having. They're absolutely incredible. Absolutely jaws hitting the floor each and every day on the people who are messaging me. CEO with $5. Yeah, Mr. Sweden, what's up? Only a $5. No, I'm just kidding. That's why they need to do NFTs so they can capitalize their game ecosystem. Thoughts on EPAN potential gem? People were talking about it. I don't know enough about it to call it a gem yet. Any big thoughts as far as RBC and RGT? RGT is dope. It's done really well since we talked about it, right? Yeah, RGT's been doing great. Or I guess it did slack a little bit. When did we talk about it? I think we talked about it like $5 here, $4. Yeah, so it hit all the way up at 16. It went 4x from when we covered it. That's fantastic. So cool. I believe that's where I covered it. Yeah, so I'll look back into it. Little baby like urine. Watching stream from Fort Rucker, AL, in flight school. Shout out to Fort Rucker. Thank you. Thank you for your future service, brother. BNT is a mega sleeping giant. Bancor Network token. Yeah, I mean, they're not sleep. I mean, they're pretty well known. Video on Decenter soon. Yeah, I'll definitely be touching back on Decenter. I like Decenter a lot. They have real tech. They have a good roadmap, and I think that this is going to be one of those where hopefully the good tech gets recognized. That's my hope, and that's my aspiration, is to help good tech get recognized, especially when it's like so much smaller. Like DEC is so much smaller than its competitors, right? Let's see where it's at. 39. Yeah, like this thing. Yeah, this thing, hopefully I want to see a round bottom on this thing and have it start overcoming all this. In the end, this is a $28 million coin, and Basic Attention Token, who's the market leader, is 800 million, and it was up here at like, it was up way higher. Where was it just a couple of days ago? Yeah, it was up at like 960 here. So 30 to 960, right? You're looking at a 32x there. Now, those are the types of setups I like. I'm a poor CEO. We spend all our cash on building games. Just sent you a DM. Yeah, I know what it is. Games are expensive. It takes a long time to make money on games. That's where NFTs can help launch games as well. And so, yeah, I hope your game's cool. If it's cool, we can work with you, bro. Well, I just wanted to say, guys, you have been an absolutely astoundingly supportive community. All of the positivity you've shown towards Superfarm, towards my first NFT drop. You guys are setting the stage here, and this is a proof of concept phase where we're showing what we're doing to the world. We are showing this movement to the world and showing what's possible. And you guys supporting what we're doing here has paved the way for some insane next steps. And so I just want to say thank you, guys. There is a lot of really interesting things that are just right around the corner. And so every time we come together, we share knowledge and we grow, we help improve this space. Every time you guys smash that like button, you're doing crypto, me, all these projects, helping more people come into the space, mainstream entities cross over the chasm. And that is extremely important because the work we're doing, I believe, is going to go down in the history books as that foundational layer for this next generation of tech. And we all know that the world, the economy, the centralized nature of our ecosystem, of our entire world, is needing a fresh coat of paint. And so we're creating that reality together. You heard Mark Cuban just a couple of days ago saying that DeFi completely changed the pandemic. And I believe that this is part of a narrative of people like you and I going in and being the change that we want to see in the financial world, in politics, in centralization, in freedom, in prosperity. I think that there is something going on here that can't be denied. So I want to say a big thank you to you guys. I really appreciate you guys coming out and supporting the content and the projects. And I promise you guys, there's some juicy, juicy things coming right down the pipeline. And I'm just overwhelmed with excitement because they're all about to hit. And it, to me, is just a magical time here in crypto land. So thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys very soon. Let me make sure I didn't miss any super chats. Active duty warrant officer. Well, thank you. Thank you for that, sir. I appreciate your service, Musa. Thank you so much, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to everyone out there watching. I hope wherever you guys are, you're happy, you're healthy, and I hope the gains are with you more than they've ever been over the coming few days. I think that Polkadot season is going to be something that can enrich people to a huge degree, knowing that the Parachain auctions are lurking around the corner, and knowing that there's a few projects that very well might probably going to secure a Parachain while others are not. That's going to be a competitive advantage, and we love a competitive advantage here in crypto land. Thank you guys once again, and